This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Good Thursday afternoon, and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella. I'm here for the city, and yes, trying to straighten out my little microphone here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And thanks for joining us. We got lots to share with you today, this afternoon, here at Inside Leominster on a beautiful. Now these are the days we've been waiting for, aren't they? These are the very days that you get up in the morning, it's nice and cool. You go to sleep at night, it's nice and cool. You don't need the air conditioner. During the day, the sun is strong and warm, but not overwhelming. And the dew point or the dew factor or the humidity is low, and you feel like this glass, look at this, crystal clear glass of water. That's how you feel. That's my impression. Anyway, speaking of, let me take a little sip of this here. Let's go to Art from the Art Report and see what's going on with Mr. Art.
Yes, sir. This is the other Big Apple, not meaning me, our lovely city.
Yes.
We have got so much coming up with the festivals and the church fairs and the smell of cider and apples.
Apple crisp.
Oh, it's just apple pie.
I know, I tried to get up
Does it get any better?
I tried to get up to Shoreland today, but it didn't happen.
I'll tell you, and I got a neat little story for you about one of our more famous coffee businesses in our fair city that happens to be downtown Leominster.
Really?
I was in traffic taking the back way to Sterling for a doctor's visit the other day, and it was a beautiful day, and this particular facility had the door open, and I had the windows down, and all of a sudden, the aroma of coffee permeated the sidewalk in downtown Leominster.
Now you're making me hungry.
Well, you don't have far to go since you happen to own the joint.
Oh, well, don't worry. I don't get any preferential treatment. In fact, when I'm hungry, I have to wait.
That was
take care of the paying
smiled.
customers
said,
first.
Only in Leominster. And some outsiders came to visit me recently.
Really?
And they could not stop talking about how wonderful our fair city looks downtown as they approach the downtown with the flowers and the urns and and he said, she said, people were walking around, they were smiling, and I said, that's our city. That's one of the things we represent is, you know, you permeate that. Your people do, the city does, and she said, my goodness, I hadn't seen the park in downtown in a long time. Couldn't believe how nice it looked with all the changes that have been made.
Well, that's
so hats off. It is being noticed for those. And again, my friend, your friend, our friend, the man that goes unheralded in keeping this city clean, he was down by the old Kentucky Fried Chicken past St. Leo's with his little gripper picking up trash the other day.
That's Mark. I'll tell you, it's a great team that we have, and everybody understands how important it is and how important the senior center is, and the rec department and the library and the police and fire and health. And we had the Mass General blood drive today. Now, we didn't fill it up, but we also didn't have a lot of time to advertise it. And it's one of those things, you know, you got to keep advertising it. And we still managed to fill most of the slots for the blood drive today from Mass General Hospital. So they left happy, and they'll be back again. We usually have them here like once a month.
Oh,
but
there's no question. And you know, if there was ever a boilerplate for how to run a city and/or be the city, it's clearly Leominster. There's no question about it. And I'm not saying it because I live here, born here, raised here. It just, you can't avoid it. It's there. You see it. And it's not just there because it's there. It's there because the people around it care.
That's
Hey,
it.
that rhymed. That'd make a good T-shirt.
There you go. I was driving.
Anyway.
The other day, I had a little bit of time. Somebody had to cancel, so I drove around some of the neighborhoods, and I'm like, you know what? These neighborhoods are beautiful. People keep up their property, and the sidewalks were clean, and the gutters, even some of the people out there sweeping stuff into the gutter, cleaning it up, and that's what makes a community, right?
It helps you enjoy your day, and
Sure.
and a big hats off to them and thank you. And that's about it. I just I didn't want to rant too much,
All right.
but there's no question about it. There's no question about it. And now we got high school football coming up.
Yes.
Now we're talking the smell of hot dogs and football. Now that's
Yep.
my department.
Yep. Well, we got brand new lights, by the way, for Doyle Field. And,
Yeah. Oh, really?
oh, you should see them. They're beautiful. And you can literally, we can run them from a computer, your laptop, or you can run them from your phone, believe it or not. That's,
Wow.
That's
and
how.
that's another thing. I went by Doyle Field the other day. You had to look for a parking spot. It was packed.
Yeah, that pickleball and soccer
Yeah.
and everything down there. Places, yeah, some days
And
it's.
there was lots of people just walking the track.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. And I was one of them, and I'm going to continue to do it till
Good
it
for you.
snows me out of there. But
Good for you.
it's just a great feel.
Good
Keep
for
up
you.
the good work, my friend.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
That was Art from the Art Report. And Mr. Optimist, he's the ambassador to Leominster, I say. But no, I was driving the neighborhoods, and I try to pick a different neighborhood at least once or twice a week just to drive through. And I should say just the neighborhood to be a section of the city. So the beginning of the week, which kind of is a short week, but Tuesday, I was up around Our Lady of the Lake and like Stewart Ave and North Street and some of the side streets up there, and just people really take pride in their properties, and it really is what makes flowers. And you know what? Some of them are senior citizens; they do the best they can, but still, neat as a pin in those houses, and lots of siding going up, new roofs and paints and landscapers, and yeah, just neat. And then I was up towards like Cumberland Road and Lantern Lane and Upper West Street and all that area there. Same thing. So thank you. Thank you for what you do to keep this city looking so good. We're going to take a short break. And speaking of Our Lady of the Lake, you know what, Scott, crew? We've got visitors today. Because this is I'm not sure what year it is, we'll find out, but as long as my kids were little kids, there was the Our Lady of the Lake Church Bazaar. It's always in September. And it brings families together. It obviously raises some money. And we're going to find out if they still have last time I was up there, they still had I don't always get in, but downstairs is like all this like hidden treasures that people from the parish bring in and they sell. And you can find some really cool stuff there that you can not only buy, but you can resell. That's the secret. The people are generous. They put a price on it. And sometimes they don't know what they're selling. But it's good stuff. We're taking a short break, and we'll be right back. 978-534-1626. We're live this afternoon. Inside Leominster is the name of the show. Dean Mazzarella is my name. We'll see you in about a minute, right? Yeah, about a minute.
Good afternoon and welcome, Blue Devil faithful. We are back with you tonight at Doyle Field as the Leominster Blue Devils compete in their final scrimmage before officially kicking off the 2024 football season. Tonight, they will be continuing a yearly preseason tradition as they take on the Tewksbury Redmen. And Lopez going for the quick slant right there, and that's a touchdown. Hand the ball to the official. Put your hands in the air for a Blue Devils 6 points on the board right there.
Great way to finish the drive. Hey, quick catch, throw, nice, fielding the catch. Got some motion here, right?
And he takes the snap right here. He's looking for a quick
Inside
corner
guy,
right there. And it's
Inside
wide
guy.
open as he gets past the defense and sneaks for a Tewksbury touchdown. 4th and 10, trips to the offensive left. Looking for the levels there as he hits the post, and he's going all the way, folks.
Hey,
that's a touchdown. Asbury offense, as there are 2 receivers to the right. Fake handoff right there.
He's looking
down the middle of the field. And a big catch from Tewksbury as we get a touchdown right there. 6 points added for the Redmen.
Changing the field, can change momentum. All right, we got some Leominster on defense now.
And Tewksbury in the wing tee right here. Getting Waggle going as he looks for the
got a screen
to the running back. Got some great blocks right there for his guys. And he looks down the sideline. Adding 6 to the board again as we're going to see 20-13 here from the Redmen. And we're going to see dial up another post right there. Leominster found out what worked and went right back to it. Going to see 6 on the board right there.
Quarterback keeping it.
Going to the edge right there, and he walks in, and that's a touchdown. Going to be another 6 on the board, making it 34-21 for the Tewksbury Redmen.
All right, that is going to end up being the end of the 6th quarter. 6 quarters.
We made it through 6 quarters, so
$1.50, 6 quarters, I guess, right?
There we go. Hey, at the end of the day, we see the teams line up to shake hands, and that caps off our preseason schedule for the Leominster Blue Devils here. 34-21. Tewksbury Redmen come out with the victory.
And we're back here. Yeah. Nice job there. We've got lots of football coming up, right? Feels like football season in the nighttime, but you got to see the new lights. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on.
Thank you, Mayor.
It's good to see you.
Great to be here.
How are things at Our Lady of the Lake?
Busy, very busy. Joy-filled busyness.
You have, as I was just saying, you have a lot of beautiful neighborhoods up there, and we know, I visited, I'm trying to think, in Drake. I visited this church. I happened to be there visiting with a friend, and it was out in the middle of nowhere. It's this giant, brand new church, and so I talked to the pastor there, and I said, I don't understand, where's everybody come from? And he says, all these new neighborhoods around here.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a beautiful church, and that's the thing, is that, right, people will tend to visit the church that's closest to them.
Well, Our Lady of the Lake is very much a neighborhood parish.
Always been.
When I got there, there about 14 months, and people would introduce themselves, and you know, they'd say, "Oh, I live just next door," and I'm thinking, like,
I live over the hill.
Everybody's saying, "I live just a few houses down."
Yeah,
and I'm saying,
I live over by Whalum.
Real neighborhood parish.
And that's really what makes.
But everybody's welcome too.
Sure, why not?
Everybody's welcome.
Absolutely.
If you want to come all the way across town to be at Our Lady of the Lake, you can. You're
Well,
welcome.
one thing is that once people are part of a church, they usually support it, whether that, you know, geographically they move, but sometimes will continue to support.
Oh yes,
Their
yeah.
church, you know,
Yeah,
like that's my
absolutely.
church. You know, I got married there, or I got baptized there, or I got confirmed. Right? I mean, it's their church.
Yeah, they still have 5 to choose from though. In Leominster, there's still
Yeah,
5.
but
so.
you know, none of them closed.
Yep.
And we're not lacking churches in town. I can tell you that. We have many, many churches, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what year is this? Because my kids are 40, and when they were young and CCD was at Our Lady Lake, they went to the church bazaar then. So how many years?
This is 48.
See, 48's got to be the longest church bazaar.
1976.
Imagine
The
that.
inaugural year, the bicentennial year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild, huh? To think. I knew it was a long time. I didn't know it was that long.
Yep.
But the bazaars are a good thing, right? See, they've lasted the test of time, and they're good things because they bring people together and they raise a little money, and so there's a bunch of good reasons to kids have a ball, the adults have a ball.
It's the essence of community, Mayor, really. You know, when I got to Our Lady of the Lake and I heard that they had a 2-day bazaar, things outside, things inside, I went right back to my childhood at Marlborough at Immaculate Conception Parish. I used to love looking forward to that bazaar every year. And people that weren't members of that parish or not even Catholic, you'd see them come,
Yeah.
as you see at Our Lady of the Lake, and it's, I said to myself, oh, you know, a child of about 8 or 9, I'm like, geez, not only is our parish a holy place, it's a fun place.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're a kid and the highlight of the end of the school year when you're in a elementary school is the lawn party. It seems like it's the World's Fair, but it's really, you know, when you're a kid, it's like a big deal. And I think I got drafted to do the dunk tank a couple times at Our Lady of the Lake. And I could just tell you, they weren't warm nights.
Yeah.
That's all I could tell you. The only time I could do it is at night. And for some reason, it was like, now we have warm falls, so it's been pretty warm. But that's okay, but we raised a lot of money.
Well, if we bring that back, Mayor, you're going to get drafted again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I signed off on
and
that.
Jude.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think I signed off on the contract. I said, no more of those. When I landed and wanted to cut my foot, somebody had a glass up on it, like on the side of it, there was a little shelf, and the thing fell in. And once I went down, my foot went right into the...
Well, they can be dangerous, which is one of the reasons why we don't have it anymore. And when we went through COVID, post-COVID era, you say, is this the most sanitary thing?
Here's a little secret, Father.
Yeah.
What you do is you go to somebody and you say, hey, we're going to have you in the Dunkin' booth. And then they kind of give you that look, and you say, well, you could write a check instead of going in. Even though you don't have any intentions of setting it up.
Let me write that down,
and then I'll send you a check.
That's a great tip.
So I don't have to go into the... So then you call everybody, all elected officials, everybody, all the celebs in town, and you say, hey, we're going to, just letting you know, in a month or so, we want you to jump. And then say, but, if you send us $100, and you might raise more money that way, right?
I have made not only a mental, but an actual note.
I'm telling you, it works. There's a price to pay. Anyway, 48?
48, yeah. And the church building itself, we celebrated our 70th anniversary in June, but we're celebrating it the whole year.
Right.
But it's the 48th year of the Bazaar, 70th anniversary of Our Lady of the Lake, the church building itself, 52nd anniversary of the parish. And to celebrate all this, especially the 70th anniversary, an idea we had, because we want to thank God and thank the community and thank parishioners, we have this brand new thing happening. It's called the Wheel of Blessing.
Wow.
And people won't have unlimited spins.
It's on the game show.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune or the spinning wheel, like that old Blood, Sweat, and Tears song. But people will be able to go up, spin the wheel, and it's not always going to land on a prize, but it will land on like a hamburger or a piece of pizza or a piece of pie. And if they get it, if they win, they get a ticket and they can go over and they can get a free gift on us to give God and neighbors thanks and praise for 70 years of worshiping in that beautiful church.
What was the addition or whatever that they... Remember Jack McLaughlin? They were raising money to... What was it, an addition that they did?
Yeah, the family center.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And that should be paid off by now because that was... Jack was like on a mission. Like he had plans for it and all, and so that's a good thing. So
yeah, I think we had an anonymous donor who paid off the rest of that mortgage back a few years ago.
Wow,
so
that's wonderful, huh?
So that was very good.
That puts you in good financial shape.
We love anonymous donors. We love all donors.
I often tease at St. Cecilia's, which is the French Canadian church here, right? Often tease the parishioners who love the Monsignor, and I say, you got 2 Irish guys from Worcester who took over the church down here, and they've done a great job. And one of the things is that, pastors and Monsignors become managers, right? I mean, in a sense.
Yes, yeah.
Not only, I guess the old days you could go in and you had a specific job and you could, confession and very tailored. And now you've got to go to management school.
But you have a lot of help.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Like, for example, the Bazaar. People say, oh, Father, you must be so busy. And I'm busy, but the people who are really working the Bazaar are people like Jude.
Yeah, who's been there forever, and the Susas of the world and everybody. I mean, it's the same crew, and they just, they never say they're out of town that weekend.
It's just an amazing gift to receive, to see people out of love for God, love for neighbor, pour themselves into the job, work tirelessly, literally, night and day, to make this thing happen. I mean, last year was my first year. I know a little bit more about what's going on, but I mean,
They got it
people
down
like
to
Jude and the
they
other
got it down
people.
to a science.
Yeah, it's like we do this on Monday, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do this on Tuesday, and by Friday
We
we're
got a
ready
book
to go.
here,
You know?
and it says
Yeah, and it's in people's heads. I
Yeah.
hope they're writing it
They're
down
just-
somewhere too. You know?
it's a robotic.
Well, we began planning in January.
Yeah, well,
So we
that's,
start right in at the beginning of the year, and we meet once a month, and
and it just, and then all of a sudden, whew,
it's here.
and this looks like good weather,
Yeah.
right?
So,
Looks like good
Mayor,
weather.
we don't have the dunk tank,
We
but
don't.
we may be having we're definitely having karaoke again this year.
Yeah, I'll pay you so I don't have to sing. How's that one?
And we might be having a contest
Oh, you don't want me
Saturday
singing.
night around 7-ish.
I'll be there Friday night. I'm sorry.
Well, we're having a live band Friday night
I'll be there
too.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I can't play any instruments. I can't
No?
sing. And
you want to do a duet?
No, yeah, you don't want me singing.
You
Trust
can
me.
write a
Okay.
check.
I'll write the check. I don't want anybody to put myself
Well,
in
why
a
don't we do that right now?
bad moment. Yeah, see, I told you, he's got to be a manager today. Anyway, you're watching Inside Leominster, and the phone number is 534-1626 if you want to make a call. And Jude and Father Cardinale are talking.
Father
to-
Ken. Call me Father Ken.
Father Ken. And
When they call me Father Cardinale, it means they're getting old.
how many people in your family?
Well, there were 5 of us, my
5?
mom, dad, my brother, sister, and me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And did your brother and sister stay around here? Or?
Well, my brother, God rest his soul, passed a few years ago.
Oh.
My sister lives in Virginia now, and my parents are both passed. So it's just me now and my nuclear family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a big nuclear family.
Right.
Right?
Right. Got a lot of brothers and sisters.
So we've got the bazaar coming up, and go ahead, Jude. I'll let you give everybody the particulars. Whoever wrote this, it's everything you can ever imagine in there. It's perfect. But I'll let you do some of the,
All right.
where do we start? And
The key is we begin at 5 p.m. on Friday.
Yep.
Go from 5
Tomorrow
to 10
night.
tomorrow night
Ah,
from
wow.
5 to 10 p.m.
and this year we're not coinciding with the food truck
yeah,
festival.
that worked out well this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
Perfect.
5 to 10 tomorrow night and noon to 10 on Saturday.
Noon to 10
And
on
then
Saturday.
we'll take it all down on Sunday.
It's a long day on Saturday. It's a long day
It is.
getting prepared, but
It is,
But you
but-
make some money. I mean, you raise some money for the church, and it's an important event. Or they wouldn't have done it for 48 years, and it brings everybody together. It's one of the events that you can say, "Hey, come on down," right?
Yeah, Father Michael Broderick, my predecessor, I always give him credit for stealing this quote because it's a great quote. He said, the bazaar, I mean, fundraising is important and
Yeah,
great, but he
of
says
course.
it's more about the fun that we're having than the funds that we're raising.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Sure.
That's the truth. But the funds that we're raising, I haven't even put this in the bulletin or announced it to the parish
Uh-oh.
yet. So this
Breaking news.
is breaking news.
We
But
have a breaking news sound here already.
every year I did run it past the parish council and the finance committee
Yeah.
to get, to bounce it off them. It actually was generated from the parish council. It wasn't my idea. But the funds we're going to raise this year is going to go to putting vinyl siding on the rectory.
Oh,
Time comes in the life of every home where it needs either a paint job or
yeah.
or
Perfect.
something a little more permanent.
Yeah.
And I talked it over with a lot of people, and we all decided that vinyl is final. So we're
Good.
going to put that money towards very needed.
A mission with a purpose.
So
Homemade pie and ice cream, basket raffles, money raffles, potluck. And are you still doing the thing underneath there on the downstairs where everybody brings things in and you can
Yep.
find like these treasures that nobody knows what they just donated? It's like worth a lot of money.
Well, you said the key word right there. It used to be called the white elephant.
The white
Now-
elephant, that
Now we
was
call
it.
it treasure trove.
Yeah, it's really what it is.
Yeah.
People donate things. I don't think they know the worth of them. And Kids Alley with games and prizes, obstacle course, multiple fresh food booths. And if you don't know where Our Lady of the Lake is, 'cause some people watch this from other places, 1400 Main Street, right on Route 13, right up there in North Leominster, and they have a Facebook page, right? Mm-hmm. And you can catch them there and find out everything you need to know. But tomorrow night, I looked at the weather. Looks like Friday and Saturday are going to be nice days. So you got good weather.
Yeah,
there.
Saturday was iffy for a while there, but
Yeah.
I got everybody praying and hanging out the rosary beads. And
You can see they have like on the Weather Channel that I watch, that I have on my email or whatever that comes through. It's got raindrops on it. Well, all week every day they've been erasing one rain job.
Yeah.
One rain job.
Push that out.
Yeah.
Preferably till after we get everything cleaned up on Sunday afternoon.
Put away and tucked away. But coming up September 6th, which is tomorrow, if you're watching tonight, this is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday and then Saturday. So tomorrow night is 5 to 10, and Saturday is noon to 10. That's a long day, but...
and the Wheel of Blessing is not going to be a continuous thing. Those are special hours. I can't remember. Do you remember the hours, Jude? It's...
Yeah, I think it was 8 to 10 on Friday, and then 2 to 4, I think, on Saturday.
You've got it. I think you're right on the money there.
Treasure trove.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what they call it. Not a superficial change of the name, but a reflection of an improvement in the quality of what is available. So, yeah, you find some good stuff there, and books and just all kinds of things that are there. And as you said, you're celebrating the 70th anniversary of the church, the Wheel of Blessing, live entertainment. It'll be Mark Hastings, Millis Barfield Band with special guest Mark Hastings. And yeah, so it's finally karaoke will be back in its debut last year. With a big difference, this DJ has access to the vast selection of songs. So there you go.
Yeah, so whatever song you want to do,
Yeah,
I can make sure that it's there.
I'll have to tape it for you in advance and send you the file over. Did we miss anything at all? I mean, it's just a great night to come
I think
out.
we covered.
It's once a year, and everyone in the neighborhood, just be careful. It's a busy street, and just be careful. We do have crosswalks up there. Just be careful when you're crossing. Make sure you can see the cars, and make sure the cars can see you, because it's starting to get dark now early.
Yeah.
You know, 7:30 at night, it's starting to get dark, and the bazaar will still be going on. So we don't want anybody hurt. We want you to get there, get to the bazaar and back safely. And people, once the parking lot's full, they start to move down Main Street and some of the other side streets. So be careful up there, and we'll see you there. I'll be there tomorrow night.
Super.
I don't know if that means anything, but
Yes.
just let you know I'll be there tomorrow night. Looking for treasures, treasure trove, and we'll see what cool things they have there. Anything else? Did I forget anything?
I'm sure
Jude?
there's more. We could talk about this forever, but right now I'm
And you know what? It seems like the people that are involved in every. I mean, when your kids are in school, wasn't it band and scouts? I mean, everything, right? I mean, it's those busy people are the ones who
that's what I would
seem
like
to have all the time.
That's what I would like to add, actually. Shout out a big thank you to everybody who's putting in all the work, given of themselves, given from their heart. Been seeing it all year, and particularly this week. I just want to send out a big thank you on behalf of the entire parish, because to the parishioners and the wider community that really steps up year in and year out to make this beautiful gift happen. So
that, you know, in January, you just send out something in the mail and you say, hey, anybody want to volunteer, you know, to help out this year? Or you could send in $50. You see? You can connect everybody to it. It's like, I can't make it, I'm busy that weekend. Yeah, but it's January. I know, but I'm busy that weekend. Okay, just mail send an extra $50. We'll be all set.
well, we don't do that. We do have a raffle, actually. We had a little false start with a raffle this year, so usually we draw the winners the Saturday night of the bazaar, but we won't go into all the details. But we had to have a do-over and a reboot, so we're going to be selling raffle tickets at the bazaar.
So just extend it out.
All the parishioners and anybody who got the first mailing, throw those away. And you can buy tickets at the bazaar or at the entrances of the church after masses, or you can wait till the new raffle tickets, they're salmon colored, are come. They should be there at least by September 16th. We're going to give people a couple weeks to get those in, and then we're going to have the drawing on September 30th. And so
look at that. You got everything planned out. Well, thank you both for coming on. Don't forget the Our Lady of the Lake Church Bazaar coming up tomorrow night, which is Friday, and then Saturday night as well. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Mayor, for having us.
Be well and take care. We're going to take a short break, and we've got lots to talk about. Remember, tonight, September 5th, is Franco O'Malley, and if you haven't been to one of our downtown sounds, it's right in the Common, and we feature different artists, all local artists, and it gives everybody a chance. Not everyone gets a chance to perform. And Friday, September 6th, is going to be Mouseby and Friends. And then on Saturday is going to be Ashley Ledger. And that's right downtown. You can bring something with you, have little tables there. And if you want to bring your dinner with you, or you want to run across the street to one of the pizza places or another restaurant, feel free to do so. It's every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it starts at 5 at night, and it ends at 8. And also tonight, I think, is Gale Force over at Carter Park. That's a rain date. They got rained out. And they start at 7 o'clock, and they go to about 9 o'clock. So plenty going on. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Trivia, where the game show is and welcoming our guests tonight, we have Benjamin Anthony Murphy, if you didn't want to know that, and Devin something.
Scott Donaghy.
Cool. Okay.
Don't say that.
Here are the rules. You get an answer correct, you get a point. If you lose, fail to answer a question, you only got 3 chances at an answer. So, don't get it wrong, folks. Okay, today's topic is Disney trivia. 3, 2, 1. Question 1. In which city does The Princess and the Frog take place? Yes.
I'm guessing New York.
That is incorrect. You only have 2 chances.
I'm not raising my hand.
I didn't even think that. Yes, Benjamin.
The Amazon.
That is incorrect. You only have 1 more chance, Benjamin.
Oh,
Yes.
is it like some sort of kingdom or something?
No. 2 chances for you, Devin. Yes. This
The
is your
Amazon rainforest.
Devin, you have 2 more shots. What do you think it is?
I don't know. Me neither.
So do you guys use your give up token or keep going?
Give up token.
Okay. You only have 5 give up tokens. Okay. It is New Orleans.
We would have never guessed that.
I know, right? I
Seriously.
wouldn't have guessed that either.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. That's right. Also on the 7th, which is Saturday, is the downtown farmers market. Yep. And I think that's 11 to 2. I'll have to look. There's so much. There's like piles. If you have access to Facebook, you should join It's Happening in Leominster. Just go to It's Happening in Leominster, and everything is on there. We're constantly putting content up there. And or if you have access to your laptop or electronic device, you can look up Leominster hyphen. I guess some people call it a dash. Lancaster Street School, we called it a hyphen. Yeah, so it's Leominster hyphen ma.gov, and everything's on there. But here's the news version right here. It's better than a newsletter. It's high quality paper, high quality pictures, and it'll not only is it everything that's happening in town, but it is color pictures and stories in here, and business spotlight. This month was Restore, and we talked about the big lemonades, the World Series of Lemonade, the Twin City Rail Trail Association, the Governor Healy coming here for the MBVP Awards. There's some advertisement here, a story about a guy that came out, and he's going to the different historic sites of Johnny Appleseed. And he was at the Visitor Center, and then he came to City Hall. He was at the Historic Commission, the Society, and then everything else that the whole schedule for celebrating 250 years of Johnny Appleseed. And I might tell you a couple of times today, just in case, because people join, they watch this on Facebook, or they may turn on the TV, or maybe they're watching something else and they're coming by and they catch us and they stop and just they're here for a couple minutes. Thursday is going to be the release of the Johnny Appleseed coin. I forgot to bring mine. I have one. I wouldn't tell you that it's worth spending $10 unless it was. Yeah. And so what I will tell you is they're going to be selling them at the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center and also City Hall, and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. I could just tell you, if you have an extra $10, buy one. If you have a few extra bucks and you want to buy them, they're actually a nice coin. I wouldn't say that. If it wasn't really good, I'd say, hey, the coin's on sale. And for memorabilia purposes, there's a certain amount of people that would buy it. And it's really well done. It's like you get it and you think this thing's worth more than $10.
We're going to get a sneak peek of it on Monday. We're going to film the stamp and the actual coin.
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
Mark is giving us a tour of that.
And so, we're going to have the release of the Johnny Appleseed coin, and then Saturday. So then, as part of this, next Friday night is the Food Truck Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And then on Saturday is the Johnny Appleseed Festival. And then on Sunday is the parade. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
Is the parade. Now, just so people know, we're not trying to make this a 3-hour parade or 2. We're not. There isn't going to be like, there'll be a sample of everything. But it's the Johnny Appleseed Parade. And we realize that people like to come to parades, but sometimes they can last a long time. And so we're trying to make it meaningful and fun and constant, so there aren't any real breaks in the action and all that. And then on Thursday at the Historic Society is going to be the opening of the 1774 Johnny Appleseed birth year. And there'll be an exhibit and a lecture. And then on Saturday the 21st, Johnny Appleseed birth site dedication. On Wednesday the 25th will be the Johnny Appleseed on film, a family viewing night. Thursday the 26th of September will be the Johnny Appleseed with birthday cake at the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. And then Johnny Appleseed stamp collection will be at the Public Library from 11 to 2 on that Thursday. And then Johnny Appleseed birthday celebration with cake. Time to be announced, we at Shoreland Farms. And then September 28th, Johnny Appleseed, the man behind the folklore. And that'll be 1 to 4 at Main Street Gifted Cafe. So lots going on. Plus they have a ball coming up in October. So everything is right here. So if you don't use electronic media at all, you don't use Facebook or social media, come to City Hall. Some of the businesses around town have them as well. And come to City Hall and you'll get a copy. We've got the 4th annual Hispanic Heritage event is coming up at the end of the month. Downtown Sounds, Farmers Market, Food Truck Festival, it's all coming. It's a busy month. In fact, the trifecta is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And people need a day off on Monday after the Food Truck Festival, the festival.
That's going to be a busy weekend for us.
Yeah, it's like Sunday afternoon. Get your I guess it's tomato soup, and get your everything, the ingredients for your favorite grilled cheese. So that way when you get back from the parade, the kids are tired, get them all showered up, get them the grilled cheese, and everybody's going to need a good night's sleep. Anyway, Scott's with us. What are we talking about, Scott?
So if you saw, we had a clip from the kids' video program.
We did.
And that was a huge success.
Yes.
That we're adding, we're basically creating the program and expanding it, because we believe at LTV that anyone can make content, and that basically education.
I thought they were taking over the studio here.
They
looking around.
literally. So the week
I'm like, whoa, what's going on
that they
here?
were there, they took over the studio, and those kids did a great job. So all the music, all the special effects, they did that. They edited it. They put in music. They sped it up. They cut out when they made mistakes. So the parents loved it so much that they asked if we could do it in February for February vacation, and April for April vacation, and then add a couple more in August. So that's what we're doing. So if people go to Leominster.tv, on the website there is an upcoming events, and they can sign up for it. And basically our goal now is to basically anyone who wants to create content and get education from us. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 8 years old. You can be 80. Like, it doesn't matter. If you want to...
Well, that's what I say about our radio station. Same thing.
Yeah.
So at our radio station, you might be interested in, fly fishing. And people think, well, who wants to listen to that? Well, you get on for a half hour and start talking about fly fishing once a month or once a week, and you'd be surprised you build an audience. And you don't always have to be there live. You can kind of tape some of these things. Obviously, if you're going to have people call in, you have to be live. But so much today in technology. So it's an interesting thing. And if you get kids learning, remember, they're light years away from the old, 8mm movies Jack Sully and Kyle used to run around making through the high school. The advancement in technology is incredible, and these kids are sharp. They're sharp. And so if somebody's out there and you're interested at all in, maybe your kids are interested, you see them messing around with the camcorder, which I don't know if anybody uses anymore.
Or the cell phone camera.
Or the cell phone. I guess everybody uses a cell phone.
That's how these kids got involved, because their parents saw them playing around with their cell phones and doing stop motion videos, that they basically signed them up.
Yeah.
And the kids had such a great time. The parents are going to get the memberships for birthday gifts and Christmas presents.
Cool.
So, like,
good stuff.
Basically, we want all the people who come through the store to succeed. And education is so important that I'll tell you about it after the show, but we have a special thing that we're going to be doing next year.
534-1626. Soon we'll be doing podcasting. And I've realized the value of podcasting, because when we first started doing this show 31 years ago, it was Larry Wolpe, who was a news person for WEIM at the time, which is now WPKZ. And so Larry called me and said, hey, I'm just starting, you're just starting. How about if we do this show once a week for a half hour, and then it expanded into an hour, and we'll just talk about, what's happening in town. I said, sure. And then Larry got a job up in Rochester, New York, I think, and then later in El Paso. And he called me, he says, hey, can I talk to you? I said, yeah. He says, I'm not going to do the show anymore. And I said, geez, we built an audience, because at the time, it wasn't each town had their own access television show.
Nope.
It was actually, it was an area. So it was like Montechusett cable. So all the communities around here could watch. So we had built an audience. We got lots of phone calls, people calling, asking questions, chatting. And then he said, I can't do it anymore. I got to tell you, it wasn't easy. And so not everybody is comfortable with TV or this kind of media. And it still takes me a while to get comfortable with this. And not, now I understand, people that, have a hard time speaking in front of groups or other people. It's tough.
Yeah.
It can really raise the anxiety. So we did a lot of commercials. At the time, there were 3 or 4 paid employees that worked for the Twin City Cable, or whatever they called it, Montechusett Cable. And they helped me along, and I did the show and had guests. But we took a lot of commercials because I wasn't comfortable. A little more comfortable today. But with podcasting, the value of a podcast is, the obvious.
Yeah.
It's not on TV. People forget the microphone's there. They're much more relaxed. And you could it's like sitting at a kitchen table having a conversation.
You can control it. You can do radio plays basically with it. And the new podcasting station is almost done. And one thing that we want to offer is for the people who want to create content, want to be making their own media, but they don't like being in front of a camera like this.
That's what I'm saying. This is not
Exactly.
This is a big commitment. And, our staff at City Hall works everything around these. I take very few, you want to make sure there's fresh content. If you don't have fresh content, people won't watch it. And so we, there's preparation. There's, somebody has to get this all ready. You have to get ready. You have people here. It's snowing out. You got people here. It's hot. You got people here. So it's a big commitment for a whole lot of people. And a couple times a year we're not here because of something else that kind of is happening. But for the most part, we tried to make that like every single week. we're here. Not many people can make that commitment.
Yeah.
So on the podcast, you don't have to make that kind of commitment.
No, you don't.
So will people hear it? Will they hear it through the radio, through the TV station? Or?
So there will be a few ways. In between programming, they'll hear it. But on the website, there will be all of these shows like we have now, where you can click on a playlist for a show and then go to that show. It'll be like that for podcasts, but then it will take them to the actual app that you can eventually get on your phone.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you can download it. So you can download it on your computer. You can download it on your phone. You'll basically be able to carry LTV and podcasting wherever you go.
Cool. Good stuff. All right, let's see. I got a few things I do have to talk about. Christmas in Arcadia, they're already getting ready. The St. Cecilia's gets ready early, and if there are things that you would like to donate, they do take things like holiday decorations, dishes, knickknacks, religious items, sport memorabilia, DVDs, toys, canning jars, jewelry, pocket books, children-only books. And they can't take things like computers and monitors and television and electronic devices. And nobody wants those things anymore. So you can drop them off this Saturday from 9:30 to 12, right? As soon as you turn the corner onto 3rd Street, right on the right-hand side, you'll see a door there. It's usually open, and then Monday from 5 to 7, and that's where you can drop it off. Again, the Farmers Market, 11 to 2. I want to make sure I get all these things. There's so much going on. F-Troop. Let's see. So starting Wednesday, this past Wednesday, it's Shoreland Farms is closed Monday and Tuesday, but they are open Wednesday through Sunday, and 10 to 5, and they have everything at their farm stand, and they have peaches and produce and cider and honey and jelly snacks, craft items, everything that you see, and they'll have. Eventually, they'll have Paula Reds, Ginger Golds, Honey Crisp, and a few later varieties. They got hit with the frost up there, so some of the earlier Macs and some of those they're not able to get, but they're open. And get up there and support your orchard. Blueberries and I guess raspberries and peaches and some. Eventually, you're going to get some of those. Some of the apples that'll be up there, but. I said F-Troop, it's a motorcycle group, and they do a lot of charity work, and they have the big Summer Fest coming up, and that's on September 15th. You sign up at 10 o'clock. You can get tickets at American Harley-Davidson, or call my buddy Tony ZZ Top LaStella at 978-537-3070. And they start off with a ride at 11. They come back at 1, and they have a big barbecue, and Erotic Gumbo's the band. It's $20. $20, and let me tell you, they have helped so many groups. I'm going to try to get them on for next week to be guest, but they just do such a wonderful job. And then, as I said, the 4th annual Hispanic Heritage Event, Friday, September 27th, 5 to 8, Monument Square. We always had it like on a Wednesday, at like 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. Nobody's home yet, so we've moved it to Friday. That's when every other event is happening. Don't forget, on Sunday, 1 to 5, that's the new schedule for the library. So we're now open 7 days a week. 7 days a week at the public library. And tonight, over at Carter Park, will be Gale Force, I believe. They were rained out for their concert. And, you know, there is no better time than now to plant trees, a lawn. You're going to get very few weeds. It's like the perfect time. You got the ground is hot, so you're going to get the germination and keep it wet. But this is the best time to plant things. And call 617-626-1514. You get a free tree. People think I'm kidding when I say it's a free tree. I'm like, a free tree? They got 50 different species. They come and plant it.
Oh, really?
They come and plant it.
I had no idea that they actually came and planted.
Yes, they don't mess around. Newsletter for the Senior Center is ready. We have a newsletter ready for the Historical Society, and this is mostly about Johnny Appleseed. So, yes, tons going on. All right, do we have slides today and then pictures of the week?
We have slides and pictures of the week.
All right, let's go. Let's rock and roll because we're running out of time. Beautiful. One of my favorites. Okay, in 7 days, 2271, that's 2,271 people tested positive in Massachusetts. 15 right there at the bottom. We're down a few. 18 deaths across the Commonwealth. That one is still too many. I can't believe 3 years later, 4 years later, we're still
4 years later
talking about that. It's International Day of Charity. National Be Late for Something today. I don't have to worry about that. I'm generally late for something, although I was on time today, I guess a couple minutes late. National Cellulite Day and National Cheese Pizza Day. Every day should be National Cheese Pizza Day.
Yeah.
1958 was Huckleberry Hound Show. I like that show. And that's what featured Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear went on to get his own show later on. Hello, Yogi. 1966 was the first muscular dystrophy. Jerry Lewis. I miss that.
Oh, the Jerry Lewis telethon.
I miss it.
Yeah.
It raised $1 million, but if now that they don't have it, it feels weird to go from summer to. I look for those signals, like the muscular dystrophy. Our fire department was out with the boot drive, collecting money for muscular dystrophy. If those things don't happen, I still have you need something that's symbolic. And the Jerry Lewis telethon, you could turn on at 3 in the morning and they were on.
It was still on, yeah.
And not anymore. I'm surprised nobody took it over. They tried. Okay, I'm not done with the slides. And let's see, 1976, John Henson's The Muppet Show. Imagine that, 1976. And Mia Farrow was the guest star. 2017, Hurricane Irma becomes the most powerful hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin region, with winds reaching over 185 miles an hour. I can't even imagine. Can't. All right, our athletic fields behind the high school are out to bid. They're going to award the bid on the 26th. The city has applied for MassDOT municipal pavement program to do Lancaster Street from Pennacook Point to Willard Street. We got awarded $475,000 for Burridge Ave. That's a flooding area. And this will be part of the study and put together the plans, and then you apply for the actual construction. Let's see, we got the MRPC awarded $450,000 to complete an analysis of the flood areas in Leominster and study vulnerability areas for potential future funding. Senator Markey got us, we're in for a round. There's many steps in the process, but $875,000 for the new elevator at the senior center. And we're going to be getting, now we put in this money before September 11th. And it was almost $6 million from Newsnock Brook. So we did get that. We're going to be getting the bids out, get the project out to bid, and we hope to start in the spring. Shoreland Farms grant submitted to MaxWorks grant. We want to get water and sewer up there. In sidewalks, $1.7 million received for construction of the final stretch of the rail trail, which is I'll be going out to bid. And then we got awarded $76,000 to do new windows at City Hall. And the MassWorks grant in North Leominster is about halfway done. That's upgrading sewer lining, water pipe sidewalks. That might get pushed over to the spring if they're not done. Hey, we're moving quick because we've got a lot of projects to finish. They're starting the landscape on Route 12, where Water Tower Plaza is and the hospital and all that. I think people are starting to get used to the new traffic pattern out there. We had a lot of complaints in the beginning, but it's really meant to slow people down and direct them.
It was easy to get through today.
Oh, I go through, I haven't had a problem, but I think it's the change and, you know. All right, let's do pictures of the week. What is it? What?
So,
1982, okay.
Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy emailed me. She wanted to tease it. Historical throwback from 1982.
Yes. And we found some really good pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she pulled them up. So this was the YMCA. I think it was 50 cents to get in. And what year did, this is 1982.
82.
Yeah, look at that pickup truck. And my car might have been around there somewhere. Merchants Bank building. That's a Pinto right there. See that car in the center? Mm-hmm. That's a Pinto. And yeah,
I think behind it is a Vista Cruiser.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that the monuments now, the new renovation of them gives us access. So you actually walk by the monuments. You can stop and read them. Guarantee Bank, always good for what? The temperature and the time. Yeah, they had the temperature and the time. And I'm trying to think of what kind of cars are there. That station wagon, I can't quite see what it is, but you can see an Oldsmobile in the back. Boy, those cars were big. And boy, when you shut the hood, you could feel it.
You have a Buick Skylark in
Is that
the
what's in
back,
the background?
and then you got the Vista Cruiser up front, and then
that looks like a Vega in the front with a station wagon Vega.
Yeah. Okay. So That's the Vega.
Yeah.
There was a Vista
Was it?
Cruiser. In
A
one of
Vega?
the
Yeah.
one of the photos, there is a Vista Cruiser.
How cool.
Yeah.
Gallagher building with no parking garage. Huh? Look at those tanks. That's a 64. That might have been my car. That's a 64 Dodge or a Plymouth Valiant back there. 4-door. Push button. Look at that.
Wow.
Still in. It looks like a Jeep back there, an Oldsmobile, a Chevy. Chevy Impala. Is that a Chevy Impala 4-door?
Yep.
Look at that.
No, that's a Malibu.
Is it? Malibu. Okay.
We
Yep.
got 2 minutes.
Monument Square.
Wow.
Doesn't look much different. I mean, it's you know, the buildings behind it. Luckily, we saved most of those historic buildings downtown. We haven't lost them.
There's
And a
the
lot of
old train
towns, they've
station.
kind of plowed through them. There we are, Depot Square.
Yep.
And that, again, that building just got painted through our grant program that we had. And yeah, just a little van in the back there. And the Columbia building, before it burnt. It's tragic to see that go. That was heartbreaking to see that building have to be torn down. And but you know, they put up a nice bank there, and it looks good over there. Allen Block with Ruth Lee, New England Telephone, and Action Press, all right there. Used to be a Carnaby Payne on the corner. Used to be a Carnaby Payne, Christopher's Pub to the left. And that's when we had Balls Bluff in the middle. That's the name of that monument, Balls Bluff. And people would ride around the rotary all the time, around and around and around and around. There's Allen's and Jigga Drugstore. Green's Drugstore was there before Allen's. And and now the Allen's has a different look. It's the original look. See that they added the canopy because at the time, Leechmere and Filene's and all of them. And there's City Hall, and there's the phone booth. How cool is that, huh? There you go. Those are our pictures of the week. We're running a little bit over. Thanks, Scott, and the whole crew here at Inside Leominster. We're out of time. Thanks for watching Inside Leominster. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Make sure you show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.